well, I'm lost for words. That is probably the worst game I've ever seen Palace play in the Premier League. It's got to be up there as one of the worst games we've ever played in the Prem. Final score is Palace Review. Final score at Bramall Lane was Sheffield United 1, Palace 0. We lose our first game of the season. First away game as well. And as I said, it's the worst performance I've seen us have in a long, long time. Started off 4-4-2. First half was shocking. I tweeted out we needed to have more urgency. So slow with the tempo. Same with Sheffield United. They weren't very good either. And that's what made it even more difficult to watch. Got into the final third a couple of times, but it was so aimless. So it didn't look like we had any tactical... It looked tactically, we had no idea what we were doing from looking at it as a fan. As I said, so slow. Zaha looked rusty. Obviously started up front with Benteke, and I was quite happy with that. It was a bit harsh on Ayew to be dropped after his performance against Everton, but when Zaha's fit, and you have to have him in the team, and I don't think Zaha would have gone into that midfield. I think the midfield played quite well against Everton, so I feel for Ayew a bit, and I definitely feel for him for not coming off the bench at least in this game, because oh my word. I don't know where to begin. I really don't know where to begin. First half, let's just sum up the first half. As I said, shocking. We were lacking in tempo, and quality is the main thing in the final third, especially in Sheffield United's half. We know that they have, a back five with wing backs. They're very hard to break down, and that was one of the main reasons they got promoted in the first place. They're a very difficult team to beat and to get through. You need that bit of quality, just a bit of quick tempo for a few seconds. So 3 passes that are quickly played could be enough to get through their low block in front of the box, and we didn't look like doing that at all. The quality of the passing as well. I think our passing actually was shocking. I don't know what exactly the exact stats. I'm sure someone down below will put it in the comments, but our passing actually was just all over the shop. But like 1 in 2 passes went astray. Honestly, at times it looked like a championship game in the first half. Both teams weren't very good. They had the golden chance at the end of the half. McGoldrick somehow missed a tap in from 2 yards out, mistimed it. Guaita did well to get not to dive and to anticipate, and managed to watch the ball and get a hand on it. But we needed half time, and I thought we're going to come out with better second half. There's no way it could be worse. But oh my God, second half we were shocking. It didn't help conceding 2 minutes in. Freeman did well to skin Ward. He did well coming on, actually. I thought Freeman had a good game for Sheffield United, to be fair to them. And Sheffield United players in general, I know that first home game back in the Prem, I thought the atmosphere wasn't great around the ground. But what you could tell was that the players were fighting for everything. First, second balls seemed to always be them. The defence, as I said, Henderson may as well not have been in the goal. He did not get tested at all. A few punches from corners, that was about it. We had a number of corners, didn't look like challenging from that at all. I can't reiterate enough, the worst game I've seen Palace play in a long, long time. So second half, Freeman did very well to skim Ward. Got a shot/cross, I think it was a cross, across the face of goal. And Guaita, I don't blame him for going down and doing that. You can't gamble on that. So he went down, stuck a hand out, put it right into the danger area, and that's where I do critique him slightly. He needed a stronger hand. He needed to push that away. Went straight into the danger area again. He needed to push that, if anything, finer, away for a goal, a corner, or towards the touchline for a throw in. Instead, it kind of went straight out. And then again, Luca and MacArthur, who I thought were both poor. Luca was slightly better than MacArthur, but both were poor today. They didn't track the runners. Again, ball watching, basic stuff, and they scored an easy tap in off that. And I think 2 minutes into the second half, that if anything, if there's any chance of us gaining momentum and starting to play better, that absolutely killed us for sure. Seeing that goal go in that early, and as the game went on, sideways pass. I've never seen so many sideways passing. Subs coming on. McCarthy, he did okay. Again, he didn't really have enough of the ball. Didn't really seem doing enough. A lot of sideways passes from him, hardly on the ball. A lot of direct passes. Again, Benteke not winning as many headers as he did against Everton. Nowhere near as many headers. No runners off of him, even if he did win it. There were no people. And again, always the case when Benteke plays and we play long to him. There's no one anticipating runs off of Benteke. If Benteke did win a header, there was no one around him, no one going in behind him. so much. It makes it very difficult for him. And I know it sounds like I'm defending him a lot, and he was poor today as well. But I do feel for him at times up there. I do, and it was so clear 10 minutes into second half. Zaha up front with him wasn't working. The system had to go back to 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Get Wilf out wide with Townsend. Keep Benteke up top on his own, or take him off for Ayew. Change it up tactically to stop going direct, because the way they were set up, they were just mopping everything up. Defensively, very, very good. Well, I say defensively, very, very good. We didn't test them. You know, I don't know if they were very, very good defensively, because they really didn't have much to defend at all. I'm just fuming really with the way it went. And we, as I said, second half, nothing really happened after the goal. Literally nothing really happened. McBurney came on, was very good when he came on, in my opinion. I think he did everything that you wanted Benteke and Wickham when he came on, what you wanted them to do. You know, winning headers, just making a nuisance of himself, pressing, really intensity. And that is the one thing we had lacked in. One thing of many that we lacked was intensity. As I said, quality in the final third, a bit of desire, a bit of passion. The away fans, from what I could tell, weren't great. And to be fair to them, I don't blame them. There's only so much you can do as away fans to get behind a performance like that. So I do feel for the fans going up there and making the journey. And of course, if the fans that did go up there, you know, I was planning on going up there, didn't in the end because I couldn't get a ticket in time. But in a way, I'm a bit glad I didn't, watching it live. Absolutely shocking. Please comment below your thoughts if you went to the game. If there was any different angles you had live, any different sort of atmosphere, obviously being at the ground, then let me know. But it just all felt very, very poor. And off the back of a very good draw in the first game against Everton, it really, really came as a shock to me how poor we were. And where do we go from here? United away, I can see us getting thumped. If we play like that against United, it could be a record scoreline. We will get thumped. And there was me thinking a bit positive. You know, we didn't have a very good transfer window, but we played well against Everton. And then this has just brought us straight back down to earth. A side who've come up from the Championship, who weren't favourites to go up. First home game and our first away game. And I know it's a tough time to play these sort of newly promoted teams. First couple of games of the season, it's a tough time to play them. Because they have the momentum, obviously, of coming back up into the Prem. There's no relegation battle at that stage as such, but not good at all. And it makes the Villa game at home in a few weeks' time absolutely massive as well. Already we're at that stage, and it's looking like we had a shocker in the transfer window. I think we deep down we all knew on face value we had a poor transfer window, but now it's starting to show already 2 games in, just the lack of options we have. Ward, as I said, got skinned for the goal. Everyone had a poor game in my mind. Everyone had a poor game. There's not one player that stood out and I thought, fair play, you played okay. Not one. So, guys, comment your thoughts down below. Finish Sheffield United 1, Palace 0. And to be fair, Sheffield United, although you didn't do that much in the game, you weren't that great. I think we made you look good. To be fair, and that's no disrespect. You deserved the win, in my opinion. You had the intensity, the desire that we didn't have. And at the end of the day, that was enough to get you through the game, and I there's no complaints from me as a Palace fan. Deserved to win it in my mind. But let me know in the comments down below whether you're a Sheffield United fan or a Palace, or of course Palace fans, but Sheffield United fans as well if you're watching. Love to know your thoughts as well. It's finished. Sheffield United 1, Palace 0 at Bramall Lane. First loss of the season. Where do we go from here? Comment your thoughts below. Really, really poor performance.